Have you ever been in a situation where you felt you had to do something questionable to close a deal? Such as giving a gift, making a cash payment, or doing a personal favor, or risk losing the business? Because your organization represents ours in the marketplace, it is critically important to us that you and every employee of your organization make the right decisions in all of your business dealings. That's why you are required to complete this short anti-bribery, anti-corruption training. Let's say that one of your salespeople is bidding on a large contract in another country on our behalf. His contact assures the salesperson that he will win the contract, but only if your organization agrees to hire the contact's brother's organization for shipping and logistics. Should your salesperson accept this offer and win the deal, even though it feels unethical and is probably illegal? Or should he refuse and risk losing the business and the relationship? Making the wrong decision in this situation could carry huge consequences. When bribery and corruption occur, people go to prison. Organizations are subject to enormous fines and suffer catastrophic damage to their reputation. This could happen to us whether the bribe is given by one of our employees or by a representative of a third party, like your organization. Because of this serious risk, your organization must demonstrate that you have clear anti-bribery policies and procedures for your own employees, as well as systems for ensuring that those policies are being followed. This includes spelling out consequences for non-compliance. Furthermore, you should expect us to be vigilant in monitoring and auditing your organization to ensure that you are complying with our anti-corruption policies. Because you represent our organization in the marketplace, your employees must be able, as a first step, to define bribery and corruption. In this context, bribery means offering or giving anything of value to someone to get or keep business. A bribe can be in the form of a gift, cash, entertainment, travel, the promise of employment, or other favors in exchange for being awarded a contract or enabling some aspect of a project to go forward. Corruption is about misusing one's position for personal gain, which occurs any time someone takes a bribe. Some examples of bribery and corruption include offering to contribute funds to a charitable organization operated by the family member of someone whose business you are attempting to win or keep, offering an internship to the relative of a client in exchange for business, providing a gift to a local official in exchange for his influence or legislative power to endorse a particular proposal. Nearly all countries now have strict laws designed to fight such practices. They apply whether we are doing business with government officials, representatives of corporate entities, subcontractors, or others. In addition to bribes given to obtain or keep business, we must also avoid giving facilitation payments, those payments made to obtain or speed up routine government services like clearing customs, hooking up electricity, obtaining permits, etc. This can happen when, for example, you are applying for a permit on behalf of our organization, and a local official suggests that if you pay him, the permit will not be delayed. These types of payments may be against the law, violate our policies, and must never be given. We must all be particularly cautious to avoid corruption when doing business in areas such as emerging markets, or with nations undergoing political change, where local cultural norms may consider bribery as routine or as a necessary evil. In the current enforcement climate, giving bribes cannot be seen as a necessity. It is worth noting that beyond the damage to individuals and corporations, corruption exacts an enormous social and financial toll, particularly in developing nations, and leads to reduced economic growth. Once your employees know what bribery and corruption are, they must refuse to engage in all such practices. Imagine that one of your colleagues is in the office of a foreign customs official holding up a major shipment of product. The official tells your colleague there will be no problem clearing your shipment, but that it will go much faster if he is given a payment in cash. While your colleague may not give him the cash, he can attempt to get the customs official to reverse his position. He should explain that he is strictly prohibited from making this payment. He might ask to speak with the supervisor. He could also explain that he will need to call your organizations or our legal department for advice, or even his embassy or consulate in the region if he is away from his home country. This is often enough to cause a corrupt official to back down. No one representing our organization may ever give a bribe to anyone, unless the person giving the bribe does so because he or she feels that his, her, or someone else's personal safety depends on it. Whenever any employee of your organization is involved in any incident that involves a bribe or potential bribe, the situation must be reported to our compliance office immediately. It is not enough that your organization determined that nothing illegal has taken place. We must be on notice as soon as the incident occurs and have the opportunity to investigate. In summary, avoiding bribery in all business transactions means that employees of your organization must be able to define bribery and corruption. They must refuse to engage in bribery, and all incidents related to bribery and corruption must be reported to our compliance office immediately. In the situation involving your organization promising to hire your contact's brother in exchange for winning the contract, it should be evident that this would constitute a bribe, and your salesperson must decline. Even though we may lose business in the short term, in the long run, the reputation of both your organization and ours for fair and honest business practices will remain intact, and we will avoid violating the law and the many penalties that carries. If you have any questions about our organization's anti-bribery, anti-corruption policy, or your organization's obligations under the law, please contact our compliance office. We're here to help.